5 things nursing has taught me about leadership. My name is Tammy Dennett, and if you are new to me, let me introduce myself. There's a couple things that I do. Number one, I'm a leadership coach and trainer, so I focus on communication skills. And number two is I am the NurseMinder here on YouTube, teaching nurses and supporting them in all things nursing. So be sure to subscribe to the channel you're watching and go check out the other one. Heck, why not? There is great content on both stations. Now let's get into the 5 things that I have learned about leadership in nursing. This list is not exhaustive, and in fact, I'm sure you have a lot to add to this list, so be sure to share it in the comments. I love to hear from you, and I read every comment. All right, so let's start with the 5 things nursing has taught me about leadership. One of the things I've learned through nursing is that the influence I have is directly related to who I'm being in conversation with that person, less so related to the credentials. Patients don't care if you're an LPN, and an RPN, a BN, a master's in nursing, a doctorate in nursing. Your credentials don't really have any weight. It's who you're being in relation to what the other person needs. And so your influence is really about how are you adapting to meet the needs of the people you're serving. And that really builds beautifully into leadership, because it's who you are in relation to another person that increases your credibility and your impact and your influence. Number 2 is how much our training leads and builds our confidence. Now, I've been in nursing a long time. And if you work on a unit where you don't have code blues very often, that's where a person has stopped breathing and we need to do CPR, it can feel very chaotic. People are running everywhere, scattered, nobody knows who's doing what, and it's just a lot of like, oh my gosh, the sky is falling energy. Having the knowledge is one thing, but having that repetition and training and preparedness to be steady and calm in an emergency is a critical skill that transfers from nursing into leadership. In leadership, when there are challenges and there are things that were unpredicted that all of a sudden now we need to deal with, your training to be calm and steadfast and critically thinking in the storm will help to let others know that we're going to get through this, we're going to adapt and overcome. Let's do this as a team. Very important skill set as a leader. The other thing leadership has taught us, or the other thing nursing has taught us, is how to juggle all those priorities, even in the presence of somebody who's not happy with me having her balls. You see, everything in nursing is an emergency. Everybody's in a hospital for a reason. They're lacking the ability to live the life they were once living. And it is our job then to juggle all those priorities that they're feeling measured against the priorities we have and those of our leadership team. This leads into the delegation, the teamwork, and sometimes even the decision to not do something. I can't believe I left this to number 4, because really this is number 1. It weaves through everything in nursing and in leadership, and that is relationships are king. You can do nothing alone in nursing, and you can do nothing alone in leading. If no one's following you as a leader, you're just out on a walk. And number 5, which is perhaps the most expansive of the things I believe nursing has taught me about leadership, is that we really have that 360 perspective. We're working with families, patients, other team members who have maybe different skill sets and authority than you do, but not more than you. And then you're working with the team members who are at the same level of influence and education and knowledge. And then you have those above you who have more influence, more power, and you're working through all those layers as a nurse to make sure your patients have the best outcomes possible. Now, when you think of that in leadership, the skills that transfer over are that strategic thinking, the being able to forecast and anticipate problems that could get in the way of this particular situation coming to its best outcome. There's that anticipation. There's also working within constraints, whether that's budget constraints, human capital constraints, policy constraints, those things that happen in nursing also happen in leadership. So we get really creative and innovative in producing the results that need to happen within these constraints. And I think what we're always doing as nurses is we're adapting and overcoming to the situations that continually present. No patient follows a linear path through the hospital. A textbook example of what a patient would experience for signs and symptoms of a disease is not how they always present. There's always something new to learn and to understand and to like navigate with. So transferring that into leadership is really being aware that you have one perspective, but you don't have the full picture. And if someone is bringing to you another perspective that doesn't match yours, it's about, okay, what do you see and know that I don't know? Show that to me. And then I want to show you what I see and know. And then together we can have a more collective awareness around this problem so we can solve it. And it's just a great skill set to take with you from nursing into leadership. Holy smokes, I had to come back and give you a bonus one because there's one critical thing that nurses do so well that works beautifully in the leadership space. And that is sitting with difficult emotions, challenges, big things, life falling apart moments. Nurses can sit with that and be with a person while they process it and figure out what's next for them. And in leadership, when you can learn to sit with your own emotions and the emotions of others, the bigness of them and the smallness of them and everything in between, goes a long way to building trust and influence and impact, which is what we all want to do in leadership. Okay, so there's my top 5 and a bonus number 6 of things that nursing has taught me about leadership. I want to hear yours because I know there's so many more things to uncover. Drop them in the comments. Share with me what nursing has given you in terms of leadership skills, insights, abilities. Put it all in there. And be sure to subscribe so we stay connected. Talk soon.